Jiminy Crickets, the captain pulled a fast one on me. Being the archenemy commander player. Oh, damn Doomblade. What's this? The one thing all good commanders have in common. Figure out one mystery and find myself in another. Whatever this one thing is worth killing for. Now, what was the captain looking for? Figures. Poured in value like he's prosper on a hot streak. You made your move. You ran, you threw the removal at me, and now I'm putting you on the board. I'm figuring out what ties all of this together, and I'm locking you up for good, Captain. And here I thought I'd get a day off. Time to find out if you're really as indestructible as you think. And maybe, just maybe, I'll figure out the one thing all good commanders have in common.
My goodness, these intros are starting to get a little bit unruly. Hi you, my name is Really Bad at Magic the Gathering, or Really Bad for short, and if Barry's redemption arc didn't tip you off, today we're talking about the one thing that makes a commander strong. We're talking about the one thing that will make your Friday Night Magic that much better. We're talking about value. But value isn't just one thing or merely some calculated number, but rather value comes in different forms. And I think we can understand it through 4 distinct perspectives, with the best one for last. The first feature of commander value in my eyes is the theme a commander provides a deck. While on the surface, it may be something you can simply build around, the commander's theme has many implications on your deck, primarily by thinking about it either as serving as a payoff, a support, or an engine. For my Karlov of the Ghost Council deck, he gained 2 +1/+1 counters whenever I gained life, and it had the activated ability to pay Orzhov and exile a target creature. What value of theme do you think he provided my life game deck? If you said payoff, you'd be right. By serving as an outlet for gaining life, rather than just having a higher life total than my opponents, I now had the ability to remove scary creatures, or hold him up as a blocker until I could Rogue's Passage diddle my opponent. But let's say you wanted to support a +1/+1 strategy. Your commander could provide thematic value, for instance, by accelerating the rate at which +1/+1s can be applied to your creatures, or by providing protection for said creatures. A commander that supports a strategy may not be the flashiest, but impactful nonetheless. But if you wanted to have a commander that can serve as an engine, think about cards that do a lot of things under the sun for you. The paragraph commanders that you know and love. Korvald, the Fey Cursed King, gives you both the trigger and the benefit. Y'shtola gives you both the table ping and the card draw that is dependent on it. These engine commanders can be boring and incredibly linear, but they can also be undeniably strong. The next facet of value that your commander can bring is color access. A commander isn't just a creature, but instead a gateway to spells. Your commander's color identity is determined by the mana symbols in its casting costs or any mana symbols in its rules text. Color identity is one of the biggest sources of value a commander gives you because it determines your entire card pool. The more colors you have access to, the more options to different tools you have. Answers, threats, ramp, tutors, protection, recursion. A wide color identity increases deck flexibility and consistency by letting you patch weaknesses with certain colors with other colors. But even commanders with smaller color identities provide value. Monocolored commanders reward you with a streamlined mana base and strong color-specific synergies, and they provide an interesting challenge for deck building. 2 or 3 color commanders hit the sweet spot in my eyes. They give you enough tools to support a focused theme without stretching your mana base too thin. The value of color identity isn't just about more colors is better, but it's about having the right colors to fuel your strategy. Your commander determines whether your deck can cleanly answer threats, assemble combos, accelerate mana, or protect your board. Color identity is the foundation of your deck's power, consistency, and the kinds of plays that you get to make. Some commanders are instantly problematic by being on the battlefield, or even just by existing in the command zone. The value of this is what I like to call board presence. By having a commander like the Dragon or Edgar Markov simply sitting in the command zone, they provide value before they ever touch the battlefield. The Dragon reduces the cost of all your dragons the moment you choose it as your commander. Edgar creates a vampire token every time you cast another vampire spell. You don't even have to cast your commander for that value to start impacting you. But not every commander provides value preemptively. Some create board presence in other, more subtle ways, is what I'll call it. Think about extremely subtle commanders like Valgavoth Terror Eater. While this super low-key commander doesn't provide immediate value by being in the command zone via eminence, it creates a different kind of value, one rooted in inevitability. Valgavoth Terror Eater warps the game by exiling cards that would enter graveyards and dares you to pay life to cast them, turning every creature death or mill effect into potential card advantage. Opponents are forced to rethink their sacrifice outlets, their mill engines, or even their removal, because every card that gets used may become fuel for you. Or you can consider other super low-key commanders like Jin Gitaxias, Progress Tyrant. My goodness, doubling your first artifact, instant, or sorcery spells while countering your opponent's respective first spells can be devastating, especially when your opponents think about their own resource generation and interaction suite. Ultimately, board presence is about how much the game changes because your commander exists. Some commanders generate tokens, reduce costs, or give you resources before they even hit the field. Others warp decisions, influence combat choices, tax resources, or threaten game-ending scenarios simply by being castable. Commanders with a strong board presence don't necessarily need to combo. They don't necessarily need to draw cards, and they don't necessarily need to wait for setup. Their value comes from how they manipulate the table, shape player behavior, and create opportunities, all because the table has to respect them at any given moment. Last and certainly not least, we have the best feature of a commander's value. This may be the most important feature of a commander, and this value was woven throughout the other examples of what makes a commander strong. And what is it? I think a strong commander provides value through card advantage. But I believe this advantage can come in a lot of different flavors. But I'm not going to try and lie to you. At the end of the day, the strongest version of card advantage is giving you more resources than everyone else. And nothing does that better than card draw in the command zone. But why? I think that card draw is at the top form of value because, for one, draw will be impactful at every stage of the game. No matter if you're looking for a hot start in the early game, trying to break parity in the mid game, or trying to draw that last card that you need to push you over the edge in the late game. Card draw is king. But moreover, it fixes bad hands and smooths out variance. By having the ability to draw cards in your command zone, you can always bank on your hand getting better after you cast your commander, and it will reduce the randomness of cards in your deck by presenting them to you in a much faster fashion than before. The last thing is that draw in the command zone can turn your deck into a toolbox instead of a top deck lottery. Instead of banking on one or two specific cards in your deck to draw some more cards like a Black Market Connections or a Night's Whisper, since you have a draw piece in the command zone, you can realistically bank on them to see more cards, allowing your 99 to be more focused on interactive or synergistic elements. If your commander draws cards either on attack, ETB, death, or whenever, you will naturally outpace the simple draw spells over the course of a game. However, not all value is seen from card draw. Some other big hitters for card advantage include token generation. Tokens are inherently virtual cards. They're extra bodies for free. They can pressure the board, block, trigger ETBs, and fuel engines. Commanders who make tokens essentially generate free permanents every turn. Think about cardboard cuties like Kumbal, Zinnia, or Reese the Redeemed. These kinds of commanders create tokens and can absolutely be demons in the command zone. Or they provide card advantage through recursion. Replaying creatures or spells from the graveyard is card advantage because you can acquire multiple uses from a single card. Commanders like Muldrotha or Marin turn the graveyard into a second hand, a second chance, and squeezing out as much value as possible from a single card. Or you have the big boys that can make spells cheaper, and that is certainly a type of card advantage, as you're effectively gaining mana every turn. Ur-Dragon, Animar, and similar commanders can turn your hand into a pile of undercosted threats, which allow for more disgusting mana curves or a more compact package. Last but not least, there are a few commanders that can tutor while in the command zone. Kalin, the Fey-Blooded, can tutor for an equipment, while Captain Sisay can find a legendary. There are many funky options to ensure, without a doubt, that you can play the cards that you want to see. At the end of the day, the secret to a truly strong commander isn't a mystery at all. It's value. Whether your commander fuels a theme, opens access to the right colors, warps the table with board presence, or overwhelms opponents with card advantage, the best commanders are the ones that can give you more than a normal card ever could. Your commander is your most reliable game piece. It's the card that you will see every game. It's the engine that you can always return to, and it's the tool that can keep your deck firing no matter what the table throws at you. And while value comes in many forms, card advantage stands above the rest. A commander that draws, recurs, creates tokens, or cheats mana will keep you ahead turn after turn. Because at the end of the day, the one good thing all commanders have in common is simple. They don't just play the game, but they give you the resources to win it. Thank you for stopping by my tiny channel. We just hit 3,000 subscribers, and it would not have been possible without viewers like you. So thank you. I would love to hear about what your favorite value commanders are, or which commanders you think are sleeper picks for crazy value. Stay awesome, stay good, and I'll see you folks next week.
Oh, sweet mother of mercy. That Palooka nearly sent me to the pearly gates. You know, I kept thinking this captain was just some hi-hat hotshot, all flash, no hash. But then it hit me like a freight train on payday. Value. That's the whole kit and caboodle. The brass tacks, the big enchilada, see? Every move the captain made got him something extra. 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s. That mook was squeezing juice out of plays I didn't even see. While I was swinging wild, he was stacking advantage higher than a bookie's debt. And that's when I realized that's what all good commanders got in common. They don't waste a single scrap. They nickel and dime their way to the big score, getting more bang for every buck, more bite for every bullet. And here I thought I had the captain figured out. Thought I finally cracked the case. Until I find this. Found it tucked under his chair, where he knew I'd look. Like he wanted me to find it. Whatever's in here, it ain't just about value. It ain't just about being the archenemy. It's bigger. Way bigger. Bigger than your wildest imaginations, Agent Barry. Captain?